This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show, coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
The final four teams for the men and women are locked and loaded. Almost.
There's
we'll
one
fully
big one. There's
explain
one
in
big
just
one we
a little
have.
bit. Glad to have you back to SoundOff, coming to you from the Sportsbook at L'Auberge Casino. Of course, SoundOff presented by L'Auberge Casino Resort. Right?
Always.
And the legal aid team of Lundy Law in Lake Charles. All right, Gidry, Hobbs, and Sarah here. Again, with the important phone calls during the
Finding
television
out what's
show.
going on, guys.
That's okay.
You know,
Hey,
that's what I'm doing.
Get ready for one dandy of a television show production at the Sportsbook. That game is tipping off about, 3 hours after us.
Yes.
Once again, we don't know. But, gosh, it is a long-awaited rematch of that game from last night. The Tigers won going away.
You're going to expect us to talk about it without knowing what happened.
What the
talk
outcome
around
is.
it.
Okay,
But-
I can make a fool of myself
You could.
when I've seen what happened. So I don't need to be blind.
Yeah.
You'd
But
be
I'll
very
give
good
it
at
my
that.
best.
Look, Kevin, it's much anticipated. Remember
is.
last year, LSU kind of ran away from it near the end. I
They
think
did.
17
They
points.
did.
I
They did.
expect a closer game this time around. I do.
Well,
I just do.
When you look at it, Rick, not much has changed. You've got 2-3 players that are not there on
For
both sides.
LSU.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
no, Kevin, that roster has flipped, man.
Yeah,
Other
but-
than Angel Reese, it's flipped.
But they've got, if you look at, they've got more. Look at the little Williams kid. Where did she come from?
It's a freshman.
Yeah. I mean, I think LSU is on track.
In some ways, I think LSU overall is a better team than they were last year.
They got more scoring. I agree.
They've got more people that I
agree.
think is not afraid to shoot it. And I'm telling you, if this Williams kid gets hot, lights out, Rick.
Well, Morrow,
Lights out.
Van Lyfe from the
Yeah.
outside, if she gets hot.
Look.
They've got more scoring options, I think.
And
LSU
I think
does.
Coach Mulkey can understand the situation that they're playing a team right now, tonight, Rick, they don't have nothing to lose because you've already beat them.
Well,
You've already beat them.
Well, you got a
Well,
Final Four appearance.
Last year for the
Last
championship.
year doesn't count.
No,
It doesn't count.
But anytime you play,
This
as
year.
a person, listen to me, as a person that's played sports, listen, you wouldn't know nothing about this.
And I was worried about making
It
a fool
doesn't
out
matter,
of me.
Rick. Rick, it doesn't matter. Even if you played them last year for the championship game, it's like we got a point to prove because
it's two different teams.
The pressure's on LSU.
Let's not overlook.
the pressure's on LSU.
Let's not overlook Caitlin Clark. She is the be-all, end-all in women's.
She is the best basketball
She really
player
is.
in the country.
She really is. So, I think LSU.
Beat all Pete Maravich's record.
You don't count
you
that.
weren't here for that
You weren't there
debate.
for that.
All right.
Come on,
All
that's
right,
a totally
the
different time. Stu, don't start
the
me on
much
that.
anticipated ballyhooed Washington Post story about Kim Mulkey was released.
They could have saved that.
That's the next segment.
Okay.
That's the next
They
segment.
could've saved
All right. Look, LSU is coming in this thing. I think you mentioned it. They're playing really, really well.
Well,
into this game.
they
But
played
really,
really, really well their last game.
Their last game.
Now, the first two
You're right.
rounds,
Yeah, you
they
know,
didn't
they
play
struggled
very
against
well.
teams they should have struggled against.
Yeah.
But I think Coach Mulkey understands the situation, and she understands how to get a team ready for games like this. The good thing about it, you've got some players on that team from last year that understand the atmosphere, what they're going into right now. You know, you get to the Final
Iowa
Four.
doesn't.
I'm talking about my Tigers. I don't care what I don't care about. I'm talking about my Tigers. You've got to understand, Rick, your younger players, you got to calm down. You have to calm down.
Yeah, you do. And look, LSU has the edge.
Whatever.
Kim Mulkey went off on another media report from the LA Times calling
we'll
them
talk
dirty
about that one, too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Dirty debutantes and the whole like. It's getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, but that's media,
But
Rick. Come
they
on.
seem to thrive with the chaos. I'm talking about LSU. They really do.
But Rick, you
it
know
hasn't
what?
really bothered them.
If you're
Those
going to
two-
play for Kim Mulkey, you better.
you better, because
You've
she's
gotta
going to push you in
understand,
that
Rick. You
direction.
got to understand, Rick. In this time and age, Rick, kids are not built the same as they were when I was in school, or even when you're in school.
Oh, the good
It's
old
different.
days.
It's different, man. Kids are built different, Rick. These kind of things don't affect
Yeah,
these
they're
kids.
taller,
saying-
stronger,
They don't affect
faster.
this
The
kid.
women's game.
The women's game.
It
It doesn't affect them, Rick.
That's what Mulkey keeps talking about is the double standard, the sexist approach, and I agree with her.
Yeah, to
These
a
girls
degree.
are going to trash talk. They're going to play physical.
They can.
because they're good.
I mean, you think it's just guys that can do this?
No, and I-
Girls can do it
You
too.
know,
I don't
she
have a
is
problem.
right. You can't
Girls
argue
can do it
that.
too.
And all of that with double standard, men, women. But when has there ever been more interest in the women's
Never.
game? I don't think
Never.
ever.
Oh, wow.
And a lot
It's
of it,
never been
a lot
like
of
this.
it is LSU, Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, South Carolina's the best team in the country, but
They're the team to beat.
you hardly hear anything about
Yeah.
them.
They're the team to beat.
And my point is, yes, she's got to keep the ball rolling by bitching about the double
Yeah.
standard and everything, but that's necessary.
Energy,
to
energy,
get-
fire, fire.
Look what it's done for women's basketball.
Yeah, and
Ticket sales.
the
guys can't match 'em.
scrappiness,
The guys cannot match
the
them in ticket
scrappy
sales.
and fire and passion of Mulkey transitions to her players on the
Yeah.
court.
I'm
Simple
gonna
as
say,
that. We got to
you know,
go, though.
We don't know who won this game, but it's going to set ratings records.
Oh, no
Always.
doubt. The Max Bar and Grill, they're waiting for you 7 days a week for lunch and dinner at the National Golf Club in Westlake. Prime steaks, fantastic burgers, great seafood, apps and salads galore, a great bar to wind down. It's all at the Max in lovely Westlake.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling, Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to play the song. I got a guy who can fix this.
Simply Spiked Lemonade. Made with real fruit that fell from its tree and rolled right into the party. Simply Spiked. Tastes like your favorite juice, now spiked. Now introducing Simply Spiked Peach. It's getting juicy.
After doing thousands of shows with you guys, you would think that I am right more than I am wrong.
You won't shut up long enough for me to say anything.
Look, it's called Sound Off, not the Suck Up to Kevin Kidry show. There's no fun in that.
Hey, mister, are you a Roto-Rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. All right, welcome back to the Sportsbook at LeBear. Sports betting galore here with March Madness still going on.
Yes.
Before all of that, check out the menu by award-winning chef Lyle and that kitchen in
Some
the back.
of the best food in town right here.
Enjoy it. Sound Off presented to you by locally owned and operated Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. Give John Barker and Therese Barker a call. Expert plumbing, drain cleaning,
Yes.
and they do water restoration and cleanup. They're the experts, and
so
they're
glad to
local
have
here.
them aboard.
Also brought to you by J&J Exterminating, of course. Talk about local. Been around for like 60 years. All right, before we get into the Kim Mulkey, Washington Post, LA Times, and all that media stuff, which you and I really get into, we like all that. All right, we've got one SEC team in the men's Final Four. It's important to get the men playing too. Remember, Alabama.
That's disappointing.
Kind of one of the teams that I don't think anybody expected. I really thought Tennessee.
After that first round.
Yeah, it was chopping pretty good. I really thought Tennessee. But good thing for Alabama, they're going to take on. they're unbeatable. I'm sorry, UConn is unbeatable.
They're good.
We'll talk about it in Thursday's show, but they're
good.
unbeatable. I'm sorry.
They're good.
I mean,
Whatever.
I've seen
just
them
saying.
play a couple times.
I'm just saying.
The coach doesn't leave the bench. This is when you know a team is good. When the
got
majority
it
of
all.
the game, the coach is on the bench.
They got it all.
Now in basketball, Scooter, what is the one thing that's a constant? Coaches are standing,
Coaches
right?
standing
The
up.
majority of the time, he don't leave the bench.
All right, so you've got number one, UConn against Alabama. Nate Oates is a good coach.
They are.
I mean, Alabama will be competitive, but
They
I really
will,
thought
Rick.
Tennessee was going to
They
get
will.
it.
They
All right,
will,
the other
but-
side, you got the Giant. 7'4", Zach Eddy for Purdue. They finally get
Is that how tall he is?
7'4",
He's
about.
I thought he was 8 feet.
I think he's pushing 300. I think he's pushing 300 pounds. He's a big man.
He's a big kid. He's big, man.
That's Purdue against 11th seeded North Carolina State.
I know.
They haven't been to the Final Four, the Wolfpack,
Yeah.
since
that
the
shocked
Jim
me.
Valvano
That shocked me.
running
That's a long
around
time.
the court. That was
That's a long time.
1983.
This
82.
Burns
82.
kid, he shows you how you can get famous in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Smile a lot.
Remember
Yeah.
Big Baby at
Yeah.
LSU?
Yeah.
Who became
Yeah.
icon
Household name.
during
Yeah.
the tournament.
Yep.
Household
That's
name, Scooter.
who this Burns kid.
You know, but
this
you know,
year's Big Baby.
I call him the kind of the second coming of the round mound of smiles.
Yeah.
Is Charles Barkley to a certain degree. Now, he's bigger than Barkley.
He's way bigger
He's
than
bigger
Charles.
than Barkley.
Barkley's
But Barkley
only
had
about
that girth.
6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's 6'9", about 280. And you know some Fox Sports reports? The NFL's looking at him as a possible offensive lineman.
Offensive
Serious,
lineman?
He's not going to the NBA.
No.
He's not an NBA player.
Well,
Burns,
if
he's
he
not.
can slim down,
Has
but
he ever played?
God,
What makes
no.
him an NFL
What makes him an
player?
NFL
Because he's
Not
6'9",
NBA player.
he can be
God,
6'9", 300 pounds. That's why.
that'd be a jump off for the end zone. I tell you that. I would use it for that.
I don't know. We'll
Make him a
we'll
tight
do
end.
more about
Make
it
him
in
a tight
Thursday's
end,
show.
man.
We'll get our Final Four men's prediction
Make him
then.
a tight end.
UConn's just
UConn's
unbelievable.
too
All right.
strong.
The Washington Post story about Kim Mulkey finally released hours before their game against UCLA.
Yeah.
If Kim Mulkey thinks that is a hit piece, somebody needs to educate her
Well,
on
when she
journalistic
said,
hit pieces.
when she predicted a hit piece in her defense, she didn't know what it
She
was.
didn't know.
She may still not. She said she hasn't read it.
Right.
Her lawyers will. No, what it was a very in-depth, warts and all feature.
Yeah.
She's feisty. She likes getting her way.
Is that a
she
bad thing,
holds
Scooter?
grudges.
Is that a bad
Hello, Type A personality. Is that a surprise?
Yeah.
No, whether
Well written and well crafted, though.
very
I
well
thought it
written.
was well written.
very well written.
But when is that a bad thing, Scooter? What
No,
you're
it's
saying
not.
to the basketball world?
In this kind of what we were talking about, the double standard
Yeah.
between men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe so, but anything to sue about? No.
No.
Nothing.
Not at all.
And I'm sure
Not at all.
if her lawyers are as good as she says they are, they will explain that to her.
Yeah.
I think they will. And look,
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with him taking stuff out of the book. She apparently did a memoir.
Yeah.
Also,
I didn't know she had done an autobiography. to be
yeah,
honest
and
with you.
also going back to her days in Tickfaw, where I spent some time going to college. I
Yeah.
know that area.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem. I didn't know she had grudges that lasted for decades.
But
I mean, this
lot of-
one,
But
you know,
Mulkey
when
is,
you-
we're talking
when you-
decade-long.
when you
I
Mulkey.
mean,
say
we're
that-
not talking about just players, her father, her sister.
Yeah.
She hasn't talked to in almost 40
I thought
years.
it was enlightening, and I didn't have a problem with
And
it.
that's
Now,
what I
she
wanted to
does.
mention what Scooter just mentioned. Yeah.
Well, we don't know if
I
she
mean-
does. She hadn't
Yeah, she hadn't said
commented
anything.
since
You're right.
the actual story came out.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
Kevin, the report did come out.
It did.
And it talked about her opinions and, quote by the writer, harsh treatment of gay players that she has coached in the past. She apparently, but she has in the past said that Mulkey has been quoted saying, I don't know, I don't care. She's gone on record that she
yeah.
doesn't care, but the report made it sound like she does care.
Well, no,
and
I
had
thought the report was very balanced. You can make of it what you want.
Yeah.
But for every insinuation that she was tough on a gay player,
Right.
there is an actual gay player that loved playing for her.
Yeah, love it. Didn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can go, kind of both ways there.
She probably,
it's just-
if you're a player, she probably is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, Rick, if you're a coach at her level, I mean, you got championships. I mean, would kids want to play for you if that was the case? Okay, that's
she
that's
brought
my
in
question.
the
That's my
top
question.
two transfer
would kids
players.
want to even play for you? if
Yeah,
that was the
she
case?
brought in Van Lyfe and Morrow, right? The top two other transfer players.
I don't think it
she
holds
brought the
water,
number
really.
one high school player in the country, and
Yeah,
Michaela
could've went
Williams.
anywhere.
They want to play for
Could have
her.
gone anywhere.
Angel Reese could have easily gone somewhere, but
I
she
don't-
wants to stay there and play for Kim Mulkey.
I don't know.
I don't know. It wasn't a hit
well,
piece.
she transferred to LSU
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
From
And-
Maryland
yeah.
after Mulkey
Yeah.
got there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But she's staying. She's staying.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's staying. Like I said, I thought it was well researched, well
Probably
done.
stay
It was
next
a
year.
story.
Yeah.
And it was as you said it was a good feature. I enjoyed it. I learned more about Mulkey.
Yeah.
Now the LA Times piece that I think has been redacted or pulled or something.
It
I
had
heard
been
that.
pulled.
Yeah.
But if you go to read it online now, it's been changed.
It's been changed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The offending,
dirty debutantes.
offending part,
That's going over.
Man,
That's
I don't know
going
what that's
over the
about, man.
line.
That's a little bit too
you
much.
know,
Good versus evil.
Yeah.
You know what I think it was? I think a writer
We
was
got to go.
trying- a
We
writer-
got to go. We're up against the
Yes, we
clock.
do.
We'll get into more of that when we come back. Stay right there.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Hey, mister, are you a Roto-Rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling, Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you? Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
All right, we're back. Thanks for hanging with us at the Sportsbook
Yes.
at LaBear's. Coming up on Thursday's show, we are finally going to go into the first little dissection of Jalen Daniels
Yes.
in the NFL draft, his prospects for being a pro. That's coming up later on in the week in the Thursday
We
show.
have a lot to talk about on that, though. A lot.
Also, a former Sulphur baseball coach, Sam Moore, now working with the Tourism Bureau.
Yes.
And also the general manager of the Gumbo Gators baseball team coming up this summer. He's going to join us in Thursday's show to talk about the Gumbo Gators and some of the local
be
players they're
interesting.
bringing back. All right,
Yeah.
so any further comments or insights on the brouhaha with Mulkey in the media, be it the LA Times, the Washington Post,
was
what?
nothing.
You wanted to finish your
Oh,
thought?
well, being a columnist myself, and we're all guilty of it from sometimes, and you could get. He tried too hard to be cute.
Now, what do
The
you mean when you
writer
say
did.
that? When you say that, did he really have enough substance, Scooter, to
No.
make it seem like it was really all that? I mean, he just
Been 2 years in the coming. But,
Debutante is playing.
oh, you're talking about the LA Times piece?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
yeah,
LA
okay.
Times.
Yeah,
piece.
the LA Times piece.
Dirty debutante. You're using debutante. What do you think of Southern Belles?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's urban Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right.
Hick, Louisiana.
Right.
But dirty debutantes. If somebody pointed out, do a Google search for dirty debutantes. Just don't do it on your computer at work.
Oh.
Really?
Okay, I didn't. But
Oh, wow.
okay,
Did he
you
know
did
that?
apparently.
Did he know that?
Oh, okay.
Somebody said.
Okay. All right.
Somebody said,
Wow.
and he probably
should've checked-
wasn't
he should've
thinking
checked
that
before he said it,
when
I
he
guess.
wrote it. What else did he call him?
Well,
Dirty deputy.
I didn't read the piece, but Mulkey was saying good versus evil when it comes to UCLA. We're talking about the UCLA game and LSU. And she looked at the crowd. She said, good versus evil? Really? These are young women.
Yeah.
And I agree with her on that. Now, I'll criticize Mulkey
Well,
when it needs to be.
the young women, to me, doesn't hold. They're making money now.
They're still
Some of them
not,
big
they're
money.
not evil.
They're making
Evil.
money because they're public figures. That
So
doesn't
that's
excuse.
over the line.
That doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't
That is.
excuse
That is.
going over the line
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But it would be going over the line if you were talking about 35-year-old WNBA players too.
I agree.
The fact that they're in college doesn't matter.
I agree.
Yeah, but
I agree.
I just can't justify somebody talking bad about a person, a female, even if she's getting paid or if she's in college.
Yeah.
I think that comes a point where you can't cross the line on something
And
like
that
that.
Well,
report.
he did cross the line.
Yeah.
He did cross the
Yeah,
line.
you
He
can't.
did. All right,
you can't
that's
cross
the LA
line on
Times piece. All right. So enough of that. Let me just say for the record, Kim Mulkey's going to continue to call out the media. She is. And,
never stopped
and I
before,
don't
Rick.
blame her. I give her all that right. But as you and I have talked
And
about
it's
and agreed
great.
to,
It's great for women's basketball.
Yes, it is.
It's actually great for the media.
it is. It is. But she also has to be ready for the media backlash and criticism when she does that.
And
Yeah,
that,
I
And
agree.
she's got strong
agree.
shoulders. She can
I
handle
agree.
it. That's all I'm saying.
at heart, that really doesn't bother her.
Let me
I don't
tell
think
you
so
this
at all.
here.
I don't think so at all.
Kim Mulkey knows this, guys. Let me tell you this. This is an old story. If you're not making news, you're not being talked about. If Kim Mulkey was not going into the Final Four for the game tonight, would we be having this conversation?
No, we're
right now
not.
at the three of us?
And
No,
let me,
we would
before we get on Cowboy football,
No, we would
you
not.
have promised this production of SoundOff to have the Queen, Kim Mulkey, on this show by the summer.
I'm on the show, I'm telling you.
I'm holding you
know,
to
we
it.
was at a
Before
Mardi
we
Gras
get
ball
off
together,
Mulkey,
and she
one
said
thing
she's coming.
the story didn't touch on that I really, there was scant mention of Kramer Robertson, her son, who of course was a very high-profile baseball player.
Yeah, at LSU.
At LSU. And I heard the stories that I shouldn't even repeat because I don't know if they're true. But I heard the stories, you know, she would sit there in the parent section at Alex Box Stadium, and you know how the parents are. You strike it. That's okay. You'll get her back. Not her. What are you doing?
That's
Get your
good.
head in the game, Kramer.
That's good. Always a coach.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Man.
All right, let's get on to
Always.
Cowboy spring
Always.
football. Ended last week with a controlled scrimmage. One quarterback, Alex Flores. Good numbers, 19 of 37, 237 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. So it was controlled, contrived, you know, 1 versus 1, 2s versus 2s, that kind of thing. Flores, he looked comfortable, but he missed some throws.
Yeah.
But he looked comfortable.
Let me ask you a
Everybody
question.
assumes
Rick. You watch more.
We'll
watch
get on
more-
that
you
because
watch more
he wants to get on.
football than we do. And I didn't know they even had a controlled scrimmage this past week. I didn't even know. I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. McNeese still does not have a quarterback. Call it what you want.
Well, they have a couple. You just don't think they're the quarterback. Look,
they do not
the
have
big
a
revelation
quarterback.
after that Thursday game was Gary Goff saying, because Nate Glantz went
they
into the
will
portal,
be in the
said,
portal.
we're going to the portal and we're looking for an experienced quarterback. That tells me the quarterback competition is wide open in August.
Or it failed in the spring.
Scooter's exactly
I don't
right.
know.
I mean, Rick.
I think he likes
Right
Flores.
now-
I think he likes Six Killer, but he's got to win now, and he wants to see what's out there.
If you're going to make a
And
comment,
he has to.
if you're going to make a comment like that, what you just said, Rick, they don't have a quarterback.
Well, you're not sure of your starter yet, okay? And now that you got, it's not going to be a high schooler, and it's not going to be a JUCO transfer in Flores. He needs more seasoning, and Six Killer is a redshirt freshman. He started 2 games.
Rick,
So now you're going to bring in somebody
They would
experienced.
eat him alive. They would eat him alive in that type of offense. Rick, get in the portal. Find a quarterback that's going to make your defense be honest. When I say that, find a quarterback that can be a dual threat, an honest dual
I am
threat.
not arguing that point.
An
I'm not
honest
I
arguing
don't
that
care
point.
what he does.
I'm not
But
arguing.
if McNeese
He better be a dual
does
threat.
it, if either of one of the 2 there or one they find in the portal, if they don't have a quarterback next year, I'm going to start questioning it. Well, is it the quarterback or is it the system?
Well, hang on to that thought. Let's get on LSU baseball. A sweep at
Come on,
Fayetteville.
Tigers.
7-4, 4-3, 7-5. They've lost 3 SEC series in a row. I'm
Swept
not
by
yanging that
Scooter
alert
says
bell,
it's okay. Scooter says it's okay.
they're 2-7 right now, early in the year.
says it's okay.
They have dug too deep a hole to really get in the conference race, I think. Doesn't mean, doesn't mean they still can't get hot in postseason, what have you. But right now, I wrote tomorrow. Bottom line, they don't know how to win yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
On the field, they are striking out way too much. That first game at Arkansas, 19 strikeouts.
Woo!
8 of them, and this is my
Arkansas is a pretty dang good team.
Well, number one in the
19.
Yeah, 19, that's a lot. That's a lot. Hey,
8 of them, let me
Pretty
finish.
good. Pretty good team, Scooter.
You got to wait till Thursday show. We'll do that more.
8 of them were caught looking. And
We're out of time. Guidry, Hobbs, and Cerro, we'll see you down the road right here at SoundOff.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
What's bugging you? Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
I love being an adult because bringing a fruit platter to a party takes on a whole new meaning.
Don't tell anyone it's store-bought.
Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy.